It's the run to the line. Workman's off the track. He's got all 4 Michelins over the white line. He's defending.
Everything interesting happens off the racing line.
Welcome to Off the Racing Line, the Grassroots Motorsports Podcast. I am your host, Carlos Espitia, and with me is Mike Moore. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. It's great that we actually have an official slogan. Good job on that.
It's a work in progress, but I think it's solid right now. Mike, I got some great news.
Oh, do tell.
We have a sponsor for the podcast, which means I won't have to dip into my daughter's life savings and college fund in order to pay for the show.
That's fantastic news. Does that also mean that we get to renegotiate my contract now that we have revenue?
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
All right, well, I had to try.
Okay, so today's episode is brought to you by Velocity Track Experience, Florida's premier arrive and drive service for track days and racing. If you're looking to get on the racetrack, whether you're flying in from out of state, out of the country, don't have a car, or just want a hassle-free weekend, Velocity's got you covered. From the exhilarating Mazda MX-5 to a full-blown BMW race car, Velocity Track Experience is your ticket to the grid with their premier rental track cars. Head over to velocitytrackexperience.com to book your next high-performance driving adventure. Mike, have you driven their MX-5?
I think we've talked about my height challenges preventing me from ever owning or driving a Mazda. I would love it.
It's a fantastic car.
No, like I said, if I was 3 inches shorter, I absolutely would have one as a track car. They're fantastic.
I think I shared this story already, but when one of my buddies allowed me to just drive his car, his Miata, by the time I hit like the third turn, not the third lap, the third turn, I was like, I need to have one. I love that car.
Yeah, they're absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right. Our guest today is either a 26-year-old woman or a 45-year-old man trapped in one. The internet still hasn't decided, and honestly, she is fine with that. She's a Porsche connoisseur, a long-distance road trip junkie, a drift car owner, Ducati rider, and just for good measure, she casually dailies an Aston Martin Vantage. And when she's not behind the wheel, she's behind a canvas, telling automobile stories through her art. She's bold, fast, and unfiltered, just the way we like it here on the podcast. Jen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I didn't realize how all over the place I was until you went over the list of all the things that I do. Never really occurred to me how many different things I did. Absolutely no focus at all. But
I think it's awesome.
We could
cool.
we could end the show right now, and you'd already be the most entertaining guest we've had.
And you're still only 26, is it?
26. Yeah.
26. All right, so let's jump into it. You put in 80-hour work weeks to fund your car obsession and still find time to stir chaos on social media. Let's talk about that for a little bit. You shared with me that some people online actually think that you're a dude.
Right.
Let's talk about that. How's that even possible?
So my bio's always been exactly what it is now, is a 40-something-year-old guy in a 20-something-year-old girl's body. I just got to keep updating the numbers every year, you know? But nobody really got stuck on it until I had this one shirt on that I made for the Porsche community here in Florida. Actually, it was not meant to be like an online shirt at all. It was not meant to be sold ever at all. It says...
We'll put the overlay. We'll put the picture on it.
Yeah, well, it says something that's a little inappropriate.
Uh-huh.
And I did a video with that, and a ton of people are in my comments like talking about like, oh, you're never gonna be a real man, like a real woman. This is, you can't just change, like that's not acceptable, you know. Or people
crazy.
telling me, like, supporting me, even telling me like, oh, like it's so great that you're so far along your journey.
Now, I find it fascinating because, well, I've spoken to you a few times. I know that you're a woman, but you don't really care that people think that at all.
It's hilarious. Like, it's absolutely hilarious. It's incredibly entertaining.
As long as they're talking about you, right? That's what matters.
Yeah, it does great on social media. It upsets people. It creates a reaction, and that's really all that matters on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely hilarious.
And you told me that you also like to stir the pot with Porsche owners, and you'll throw some stuff out there just to rile them up.
Because they're so obsessive, right? Like they have, and I've had my first car was a Porsche. You know, my first car was an '06 Boxster. I have an obsession with 987s. I think it's like the greatest chassis ever made. And I've had a ton of Porsches. I've had 2 Cayennes. I've had the Spider. I had a couple Cayman race cars, you know, and I love Porsches. You know, it took me forever to actually not have a Porsche. For the longest times, every single car I had ever owned was a Porsche, and I get it. I think it's an amazing car, and it's a great solution. For almost any application. But there's like this crazy obsession online with them, and there's some people that are like extremely cultist with them. And anytime you say anything even slightly derogatory about Porsches, it like riles people's feathers up, and it's like the funniest thing
And you
ever.
do it on purpose. You
Of
poke the bear
course.
on purpose.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, you're gonna need to find a new co-host. I'm not coming back. This is a bunch of bullcrap.
I do believe wholeheartedly that the Cayman Boxster chassis is like the greatest car ever made. I've driven a lot of really interesting, different, expensive, not expensive, modified, not modified cars. And for me, that's like the greatest car ever made. Like I can never find something better than that.
No, I absolutely love them. There's the reason I have owned multiple of them. They're so easy to drive at the limit.
It's a cheater car.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
I finally got some backup over here.
It's the
I've been in
perfect dance
cars.
partner.
I've been in a Porsche GT3 RS where somebody was not even shifting gears with the paddles. The car was just doing everything. He would just slam on the brake, and the car would be going, wah, 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 turn.
Remind me, what kind of transmission does your track car have?
Or DCT.
Oh, with paddles.
Yeah,
right?
but it doesn't do that. This was fully automatic. I even asked him, you know, I was his instructor. I said, "Are you shifting gears?" He goes, "No." The car was just doing it all. It knew exactly what to do. It's amazing.
because it's the best car on the planet.
Well, it's the best transmission in the
Right.
world.
The
You know.
PDK.
Sounds like BMW just needs to step up their game, if anything, you know?
Can we have Jen back on next week? This is fantastic. I love
Figured
it.
you two would get along. All right. So, Jen, you've built a following by being unapologetic in a space that isn't always warm and fuzzy. What kind of DMs or comments do you get from people who are inspired or offended by what you do?
I get a lot of "what do you do for a living?" to the point that it's like incredibly obnoxious. I usually tell people I like sell drugs, that I do human trafficking. Like I usually like, cause it's really obnoxious. Like, you know, and I was an 18-year-old kid and I didn't know what to do at one point, but it's like every other person. Half the time it's people that don't even follow me. They're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" It's like, it's none of your business.
Because they think your money's coming from somewhere else.
I get that a lot too. Like I get a lot of like, "Oh, that's daddy's money," you know, and I wish it was daddy's money. It'd be fucking fantastic if it was daddy's money, you know. Still waiting for daddy to win the lottery one day, perhaps.
In the meantime, you're going to continue working 80-hour weeks.
I don't have a choice. You know, it's been a huge struggle for me too, because I have to balance, like, ever since, I want to say this, since April until mid-August, every single day off that I have been out of state. This is the one of maybe 2 exceptions since April to now August. Mid-August is my last event, last thing that I'm doing. I went to Washington. I was in Washington State driving McLaren like beginning of April. Then I went to Dragon with the Cayman. And it's really hard to balance that and like still being at work, because in a job that requires you to actually be there and in order for you to produce income.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of a balance, but it is what it is. That's just the life we live in, you know, unfortunately.
So that's something that you just brought up, and I'm glad you did, because I do look at some of your posts, and I see you taking trips everywhere. And I don't know if it seems like you're taking it like just that week, and then you're also working all these hours. Like, how do you do that?
It's like insane. Like right now I'm doing West Virginia. I need to pick up my Ducati in West Virginia because that was my last stop. To take it to Poco Lodge, which was where I'm hosting this event now, August 3rd. And I'm flying in Sunday night to Pittsburgh. First thing in the morning, 7 a.m. I need to rent a car, drive over to the middle of nowhere, West Virginia. The closest airport is Pittsburgh. I want to say it's like 2-3 hours from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the Ducati, ride it 6 hours to Poco Lodge, and then immediately as soon as I leave Poco Lodge, leave the bike, keep the rental car, because I'm thankfully this part of the trip I'm splitting with somebody where it's a little bit more manageable, because I had so little time. I don't have the time to take all the breaks on the motorcycle. Unfortunately, it's not like driving a car where you can just like do 14 hours all straight.
Yeah. How far can you, or how long can you ride a bike like safely without taking a break?
Comfortably, I'll do like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's like it's a sports bike. Your like knees are like on your shoulders. You know,
Yeah.
you're like really like tucked in there. It's extremely uncomfortable. So like
I almost
after-
killed myself on a motorcycle, on a sport bike when I was in college. Shortly after leaving the Marine Corps, my buddies that I was, my roommates, they all had motorcycles. And so, you know, being a stupid ex-Marine, I used some of my my VA money for college fund
Sure.
to buy a motorcycle. You know, I was like, yeah, that's reasonable. I can pay the books somewhere else. And so what I remember was that we were going to like Daytona, which was like, I don't know, hour and a half or two from Gainesville. And I just remember that my hands would start falling asleep just from the vibration, I guess. I don't know what it was.
100%.
And so I would just do this just to give that one a little break, get some circulation going, and then do this. And I remember it started raining, and that was awful because I was not wearing a helmet. None of us were. And it was like needles just hitting you. I'm sure you've felt that.
Sensational.
Yes, it was amazing. Even when it hits you, like your skin, like if you're wearing a t-shirt, it's just like needles poking you.
Yeah.
I've only been on a bike once. High school, a friend of mine had a bike and took me for a ride, and it was a little bit damp out, and we were going around a corner, and it kind of went a little bit too far, close to the line, and of course the paint was wet. So as we were drifting, the bike just skipped right over it. And I thought, no, that's good.
Yeah, that's
that was
good.
enough. That was more enough excitement for me.
Yeah. I had a guy right in front of our fraternity house. It was a veterans fraternity that we started in Gainesville, at University of Florida. I remember I was showing off to my then girlfriend. I was like, watch this, right? And I gun it, and then somebody runs a stop sign. It was a university van. I was like, ooh, no, not good. And I applied both brakes. I'm like, nope, not slowing down. So I decided to like slide it sideways, and I was only doing not that fast, but it was scary enough that I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I'm not smart enough to be on something like this.
Well, there's any number of expressions that could have followed your "I'm not smart enough to." That's just one of them.
Thank you. All right, Jen, let's talk about your first love at 18. The Porsche Boxster, was it?
Boxster,
Yeah.
yeah. 06 Boxster, Tiptronic base model, 2.7, real plain Jane car. But when I was 18, that was like, I thought I was God because I had a red convertible. And
I don't think a lot of 18-year-olds can say that I had a Porsche at 18. You know?
Right. But if it wasn't for that car, I wouldn't be sitting here, honestly. That car is to this day the love of my life. I still have it. It's extremely badly crashed right now.
Really?
It had a really major accident about 3 years ago. Chassis looks like a tin can now. But it's okay because I can't get rid of that car. So until I have the issues when you have a lot of cars, is really hard to allocate funds into one car, especially one that's going to be as much of a money pit as that one is, just to get it straightened again. So until I can stop buying cars, that one's going to kind of sit in my front yard. But
Sounds like you have a problem buying cars.
I want to stop. Like this year, I said like
Sounds like a true addict. I can stop at any time.
We need to work that into our slogan somehow.
Right?
Yeah. So I have 5 cars right now, and when I bought the Aston Martin, I was like, oh, that was a lot. Like I don't want to do that anymore. Like I'm done. And then like some random guy in Virginia was like, do you want a drift car? And I was like,
Why not?
of course, right? And it was really funny. I never met this guy a single day in my life before.
Is that the Supra?
That's the 350Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a non-running car. It was a complete stranger that offered it to me on the internet, and he was like, "Oh, just come to Virginia, and like I'll give it to you. You can just have it." And I hit up one of my best friends, and I was like, "Hey, can we go pick up this thing?" Because it wasn't running at the time.
Right.
It had like an electrical issue. It ended up being a battery terminal. It cost me $20 to fix it, and the
Nice.
car
You
was
got
running.
a free car out of it.
Literally.
Wow.
But that was great. That was pretty...
Talk to us about that moment that, if you recall, the moment they pulled you into motorsports. Was it buying the Porsche? Was it something else?
So for me, it was when I first got the Boxster, I really needed to find a shop that could work on it because I was 18. I had 3 jobs and I was a minimum wage employee. And I was like, no, I'm not paying anybody $400 to do an oil change on this car.
You're working 3 jobs so you can drive your your Boxster to
Yes.
those jobs.
Exactly.
Our kind of people right there.
Exactly. It's like the slogan originally was "Make money, build race cars," and that's all. The only reason why to make any money, it's just so you can keep pouring it
Sure.
all into this insanely expensive hobby we have. But I found DRT because I found Park House, and I knew like I could do basic maintenance myself, but something really went wrong. I didn't really have any background in cars at all, so I was like, maybe it'd be nice to have a shop handy. And they were about to host DRT, and I went to DRT, and I was so shook. I didn't know people did this as like their whole life thing.
DRT is what?
Dazran Treffen is it's a car meet. It's only Porsches. It's here in South Florida. It's usually 300-400 cars. It was hosted by Park House formerly. It's hosted by somebody else now, but it's an amazing meet. It's literally every and any Porsche you can imagine is usually goes there. And I talked to people there, and they were like, "Yeah, this is all I do," and I was like, "That's amazing." And then I was like, that's all I want to do,
Yeah.
And I remember back then, like I used to like close my eyes and like all I could see was cars like behind like my eyelids. I was like, oh my God, like this is it. This is all I want to do,
Jen, you're definitely our kind of people.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the moment where art and cars collided for you, because you paint cars
I do.
as art. I mean,
Right. As
N-
I get
not
that
spray
confusion a
paint.
lot.
He doesn't
I
work
get
at a
that
body
confusion
shop.
a lot.
no, you don't work
I
at a body
did.
shop.
I did
Oh, there
at
you
one
go.
point. I've gone through a lot of. I did track support at one point. I've gone through a lot of stages.
Wow.
But no, I paint cars, and it's really I've always painted my whole life, and it's honestly
Like
more
canvas
of a,
painting. We should illustrate that. And we'll put some overlays so people can see.
Gotcha. So it was just a way for me to get closer to cars, and it was a way for me to have some independence, and still be close to cars. And honestly, when I really started focusing on art, I was able to start traveling. I went to California. I met some really amazing people. Some of the greatest people I've ever met in the car community are in California. It's an incredible hub for cars. It's an incredible hub for Porsches.
Great weather, great roads.
Yeah.
It's not to love.
There's a couple of racetracks over there that I definitely want to go to. Laguna Seca being one.
Sure.
You should.
Sonoma, I think is the other.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So while you're not driving a car or thinking of a car or dreaming of a car, you're painting them.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
It's like complete everything. Every waking moment of my life has to do with something with wheels,
So you're a true gearhead.
unfortunately.
That's awesome. Talk to me about the Tail of the Dragon. It's something that I always wanted to do. It's on my bucket list. You've done it, I think, several times.
Yeah. I try to go every year. It is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, driving road in the country.
So for people that don't know what it is, give us the breakdown, the summary of that.
Well, everybody talks about Tail of the Dragon. Tail of the Dragon is really just one road. But
Where is it?
it's in North Carolina. It's on the border between North Carolina and Tennessee. One half of it is in Tennessee, the other half of it is in North Carolina. But it's one of the greatest driving roads in the country. It's really tight and windy. The only thing is that in that general vicinity, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, there are so many incredible roads. There's like an endless slew of incredible roads. There's Moonshiner, Hellbender, the Shahada Skyway. Like it's complete. It feels, every time I go, it feels like I'm going to summer camp for car people.
Well, and especially for us down in South Florida that are just used to driving either north-south or
It's
east-west.
so boring down
Yeah.
here.
You ever
No,
drive a
it's-
mountain road? Like really like go out into the mountains and ride
In my
your car?
truck.
Like honestly, the bad, the lame roads up in Western North Carolina are better than whatever the best road is in Florida.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Tail of the Dragon, in my opinion, is actually kind of overrated. To your point, all those other roads, the Foothill Parkway, Moonshiners, they're all actually better. They're not as crowded. They're a little bit more open. So yeah, I love it up there.
No, 100%. You go there often, right?
I did.
You
We
got a house there at some point?
my wife and I honeymooned there, and then we went up again maybe like 2 or 3 years later. Stayed at Topeka Lodge. So yeah, we've been up twice. Actually, the first time was a honeymoon. The second time we had a great experience. A friend of mine bought his very first Porsche and did the Porsche Experience delivery in Atlanta. So we drove up, met him in Atlanta. He got to unwrap his car. We did the little half day track experience there, and then drove up, stayed at Topeka Lodge, did some whitewater rafting, some time in the Dragon. They live in D.C., so we left from there, drove back home, and they left and went to D.C.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a
Very
great
nice.
time. Love it up there.
Oh, 100%.
So it's something you recommend any car person to participate at one point.
It's like Disney for car people. It's like, I don't know. like it's beautiful. Like it's insanely beautiful. It doesn't really matter what time of year you go. It's
But you're not driving fast through there, right?
no, but it's so tight. It's so curvy. It's amazing, and everybody's there to drive. Like you're there, and your neighbor is there with a car that's
Right.
meant to.
I've
be
seen crash videos of it.
I mean, you can crash anywhere, right?
That's a skill issue, right?
Yeah. But no, Tapoca Lodge, like any random day you're in Tapoca Lodge, the parking lot is Porsche, McLaren. That's what people are there to do.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the middle of nowhere, so that's the only thing there is to do, you know.
Sure. Jen, tell us about what your favorite build has been so far.
My favorite build, as in like favorite car build, like
Your favorite car
that I've had, that other people have had.
that you have built, like hands-on.
Oof. It's one that I haven't even. It's really my ideal build is the Boxer my first car. But that car is like so far away from being even remotely done. But the plan for that car is to straighten out the chassis, either do a tube frame or to do a seam welded chassis that's a little bit more rigid. And because it's a CD, it can only be track driven, and ultimately it's meant to have a Metzger engine in it. But it's nowhere near finished, and I have a really bad habit of never finishing cars.
So your garage or I guess your lawn is filled with engines and cars.
100. There's 3 engines, 4 sets of wheels.
that's right.
In my backyard. My neighbors hate me. It's you know, I had a Cayman that I did a cross country in.
I probably think you're running like a chop shop over there.
100%, especially with the crash car in front of the house and but I had a Cayman that I built. I didn't build it. I bought it. It was like a $30,000-$40,000 build. It was complete track car, fully stripped interior, no radio. It had AC, thankfully. But that car was incredible. No headliner, so you had like no visors, and I did 7,000 miles cross country in that car.
Wow.
Full buckets, straight pipes. It's amazing. I miss that car every day.
I drive to Homestead in my track car that's streetable, and I'm like, okay, I have to wear, earphones and like just to drown out the beautiful, but at a steady 80 miles an hour, it's just it's so annoying. I can't deal with it. On the track, it's beautiful because it's just redlining every time. It sounds beautiful, but on the street, it's awful. I don't know how you did 7,000 miles. Let's transition over to your time in track days. How did you get involved in like high performance driver education, HPDE events?
I started in the Boxster when I first got it because it seemed like the natural thing to do. Even at that first car meet that I ever went to, I was like, oh my God, like this is the next step. And then I realized very quickly how expensive it was. And when I was a little bit more financially stable and I had the Aston Martin already, one of my really, really, really good friends, an amazing driver, I cannot say greater things about him. Michael, not you, Mike. You know Mike.
I know Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. But
good people.
He was like, yeah, you should come to a track day with me. He does like 20 track days a year, something ridiculous like that. And I started going with him, and like he was coaching me the whole time, which is very interesting because he's extremely soft spoken. So in a really loud car, you're like, what? And he's like, you ever cook this one? But I've started doing them regularly. Right now, the Aston Martin needs so much stuff. I need like rotors, and it needs tires. And
I find it crazy that you're tracking the Aston Martin, like because you have several cars that probably capable of tracking.
Not really.
You track the Aston Martin. It's amazing.
It's the most reliable car I own.
That may be the first time that phrase has ever been uttered in the history of cars.
Say, we're gonna have to clip that part.
The Aston Martin is my most reliable.
Right. Maybe Aston Martin will reach out to you to be their spokesperson.
Right. It has an M177, which you would think like, oh, it's an Aston Martin, whatever. But it is a Mercedes-Benz engine. It takes a lot of abuse. I mean, I track it regularly, and it sees like very high numbers every single time I get in the driver's seat of that car. And it does never give me any issues. The only problem it has is that I blew the AC at Barber, and because it was like 100 degrees out and I was running it at the track, and obviously the car's not like that. But that's the only issue I've had in that car in a year of driving the absolute hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Supra that I don't even want to think about tracking that car. It's like, if you look at it, it's like the most fragile car I've ever owned. I hate this like stereotype, like, oh, Japanese cars are so. Every Japanese thing I've ever owned is like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like the Supra's been a nightmare. The 350Z, it's been an ongoing project of fixing random things on it. Although that car's been crashed like a million times. It's a drift car, so it's seen God and all its angels. And even like this Yamaha, like my bike, it's not. I mean, it's great, but it's a 2020. Shouldn't have any issues.
Sure.
So
it's interesting you mentioned about Japanese cars because like I instantly thought to Hondas, right? So on the street, like Hondas, Toyotas, they're just incredibly reliable. But whenever we see a Honda, like especially a Honda Accord, show up at the track, we're like taking bets. Like at what
Who's
session?
driving an Accord?
At what session
Well, I
is
was
this
just
one
getting
gonna
ready to
die?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Have we had a lot of Honda Accords at this
No.
time? Well,
there's a
right,
reason.
yes, correct. Yeah,
But when we do
that's
see,
right.
I'm like, yeah, that one's not gonna last the day. Yeah,
that's a crazy thing to think about.
yeah. But that's the cool thing about track days is that we tell people that just show up in whatever you have.
Good brakes, good tires, you're set.
Yeah, exactly. You come, enjoy it, and then you realize, you know what, I really like this. I want to do more of this, and this is probably not the right car to do it in. And then you start shopping for something that's more apt, for that track abuse.
But more than that, it's like specific to you, right? And that's something I try to like tell people with my social media. It's like you can track any car. You don't have to have any kind of background. You don't have to have any kind of history. But when you start tracking, you understand like your limitations, the things that you like, the things that you don't like, right? The car that you track is an extremely personal thing, right? Like you track a BMW, and I love that for you.
This is fantastic. I love that for you too.
Sounded hostile.
Oh,
a little bit.
She has good taste, Carlos. What are you gonna do?
Have you ever had a BMW?
No. What kind of a
Thankfully,
ridiculous
I
question is that?
I guess it would be a step down buying
Correct.
a Porsche at 18
Yes.
and then going down to a BMW.
Why would you go backwards?
What a
I have
silly
like
question.
a personal beef with them.
What's the beef?
Because okay, so when I had that Cayman, that was completely built. I paid 40 grand for that car, which is a steal for a 987.2 with low miles, pristine condition. A friend of mine bought an E90 92. I'm not sure which one's a 2-door, which one's a 4-door.
The 4-door is the 90.
Okay, so the 2-door E92.
92.
M3 competition. He paid 40 grand for a car with 90,000 miles, which I thought was insane.
They're going up in price too.
It was a manual. It's like the rubberiest, most.
The man.
It's terrible.
Carlos,
Why?
Right. Carlos doesn't have to worry about that since he has an automatic transmission.
Right. But it's just such a horrible manual transmission. Like, why?
Was it?
Yeah, it's like super rubbery. You have to like. It feels like a manual that should be in like a Volvo.
My first track car was a E46 M3, the generation before the E90s, and I thought the transmission was just beautiful. It was a manual. I loved it.
But it doesn't feel clean. Like it doesn't feel like when you're shifting in a Porsche. It's a very.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, everybody thinks BMWs are great until you drive a Porsche, and then you're like, oh.
I've driven a Porsche.
Yeah, sure you have.
It was automatic too.
All right.
Well, the auto.
Can you even drive a manual transmission? Why are you the host of this show? Of
course
you
I can.
drive our automatic transmission car.
You know I can.
We're really
Stop
coming
that.
for you today.
Yeah. We need to get you fed because this hostility is running
I'm
a little
old. It's
high.
after 5 o'clock.
he needs a nap and then some sort of food
Correct.
in his system. All right, let's keep going. I watched one of your videos. You recently started tracking. You don't do it very often, right?
I do it about once a month.
Once a month. Okay. I saw your video of you cooking the brakes at Sebring.
Happens.
Tell me, well,
How much does that Aston Martin weigh?
I want to say it's like 3,400 pounds or
Oh,
something
that's
like
not
that.
bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad at all.
Am I stand corrected? I figured it was like
The
36 or 38.
big body one is like almost 5,000 pounds. I think that's insane.
So talk to me about that experience. What went through your head, your mind, your body when you put the brakes down and the car's like, nah, we're not going to slow down here, or at least not as fast as you were expecting it to.
So I kind of knew going in, like my rotors were gonna be due probably after that track day. Like I was like, I have probably one more track day on these rotors,
Right.
because they had like maybe like they were kind of already due, and then I did like I want to say like 5-6 track days on them, and then this was a 6 or 7. So I was like, oh, maybe I should do them, maybe I shouldn't, whatever. I don't have time to see. So we're gonna do them. We're just gonna go to the track anyway. And it was such a slow group that day, and I was like on a high because I was like, I'm passing everybody.
Was these all the Chevys? That
It
you were
was all the
passing?
Chevys.
The Corvettes, the
2
Camaros.
Corvettes, yeah. There's like somebody's grandpa driving a Cadillac, which good for him. Honestly, that's amazing to be, out on there. But, and then I was on a roll. I was in my mind. I really didn't catch on to the fact that like I was starting to run out of brakes, like turn by turn. I was braking a little later than I really wanted.
You were too focused on passing everybody.
Right.
You didn't notice the brakes were fading.
And then I went
brakes?
in. It was at 7, and I was doing like 130-ish, 130
right.
some. And then I see that we're still doing 130, and I was like, oh, okay. So what do we do now? And there's like cones in front of me, and I was like, what do we do? Like, where do we go? We mowed the lawn a little bit and got back on the track, cooled the brakes down, and
So you didn't want to do what your hero in the Corvette did, which he went straight and
Through
then
the
made a
fence.
left through the fence. Yeah.
it took me so long to find that video again because I'd seen it. My first track day ever was at Sebring, and I remember somebody showed it to me that day, and I was like, that's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen ever.
You've seen that video.
Yeah, of course.
I've watched it so many times, and I always wonder, I'm like, why didn't he just make a right? Because that's the exit road. It's an access road. Like, if he made a left, you can just as the same make a right.
He was tired. He wanted to go to the hotel.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
It was during a real race too, right? I think it was.
don't know.
It wasn't the track day. I think it was like an actual race.
Maybe he wasn't familiar with the track. Because like the people that have been there like so many times, like you and I, like we know, like if we cook the brakes, like we're just gonna go straight and make a right.
Right. Yes. Well, assuming
You went on the grass.
I went.
that's assuming that you can get slowed down enough by the time that right comes.
Right. My one of my worst experiences at Turn 7 was a Chin night event. Right, it's supposed to be all advanced drivers, and I remember once night has fallen, and I'm coming out of 5 and 6 under the tunnel, and you're doing a $120, $130 approaching that, and I see headlights pointing at me. I'm like, that doesn't look right. Somebody had gone straight, they missed the turn, and again they figured, well, instead of just taking the access road and getting back on the road, they just made a U-turn and they came back around, and everybody's running with their high beams, right?
So you can't see.
So I'm doing a $130 approaching another car. It was a bad scene.
The closest I've ever come to car-to-car contact on the track was at the same corner. So I was following somebody. This went back when I had my Golf R, and I was following somebody in a Ford Focus RS, and I was slowly reeling them, and they were trying hard to stay ahead of me, and they finally gave up, and I passed them, I don't know, somewhere between like 1 and 5. I can't exactly remember. So I had just gotten past them. We go into turn 7, and he had clearly lost his brakes trying to stay ahead of me. So, I get on the brakes, I got my turn-in point, I start to turn in, and I just out of the corner of my eye, why you need situational awareness, saw him, and he flew right past me on the inside just as I started to turn in.
Huh.
Yeah.
So he ended up where you were,
That's a brown
but
pants moment.
doing it, passing me on the inside.
Yeah.
That's a real brown pants moment.
Not good.
I almost had a Lexus, same turn 7. They were, I think I have video of this. They were so far ahead of me, but the closing distance, you don't realize it at night. That was another mistake that I made. The closing distance just happens so quickly. And so the way that I was trying to judge it is, okay, by the time I start my braking, like he should be around the corner, and he wasn't. And he was having some brake issues as well. So it was the problem was compounded with that.
Right.
So we ended up going through 7 together. The big yellow on the inside?
Yep.
Like you don't ever want to hit that?
No.
I rode it. Like my wheel was essentially riding the yellow rumble, whatever it is, just to avoid hitting him. Like it was freaky.
Yeah, you don't want to be on that big sausage on the inside of the rumble strip.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like
Sausage, yeah.
inches tall. Yeah.
Exactly. I for sure thought, I must have bent a wheel or something, but no, the car took it like a champ. I was pretty impressed. Did you get any hate for that post that you made about, passing the whole field? Because that's like borderline trolling some people that are at HBD.
Yeah, no.
No?
I mean, yeah, everybody's like, oh, like they weren't even, which is true. It was a really slow group.
But you poked the bear anyway. We already talked about it.
100%.
Yeah.
But I'm also getting to a point in like tracking where like anytime that I'm doing like beginner group, I'm almost always lapping the group by the end of the session. So it makes no sense really for me to stay in beginner anymore. And half the time I'm not even really there with an instructor anyway.
Right. Why don't you move up? I know a guy that can, speed up that process.
Probably my next like homestead, my next one or the one after it.
Yeah.
I'll probably start doing intermediate, but
She just likes listening to the soothe sounds of Mike's voice so much that she enjoys having him in the right seat.
that's true. And usually when he's on the track, if he's not in his like actual race car, I'll still be passenger with him, and it helps a lot. It's crazy how much that helps. Like actually seeing somebody that's amazing.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
seeing his line, seeing where he stops. He's in a GT3 RS, like a brand new GT3 RS, and that car is like super natural. It's insane how good it does everything.
It's an amazing car. I think most instructors would say the same thing, that when you're out there with like the first timer on a track or first timer to the track at all, you let them go out there and they realize, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? We talked about this all the time. Like you can take anybody off the street that thinks that they are Mario Andretti because they have 1,000 horsepower BMW, and then you put them on the track they've never been on a track period, and they realize, I don't know how to drive this thing. To expedite that process of learning, you let them go out there, 1 or 2 sessions, and then you put them right seat with you as an instructor, and then you show them, this is what I mean about threshold braking. This is what I mean about, tracking out. And it's like you could almost see the light bulb go whoop.
For sure. It's
I
very
get it.
It's very eye-opening, and it also gives them a higher degree of confidence of what the car will do, right? Because we're so much beyond what you're capable of doing on the street that they just don't realize what it really means to pull more than a G in a corner, or to your point, threshold braking. Like you just can't do that on the street, not safely anyway.
Right.
So people have never pushed the limit as far as you can on the track.
Yeah. All right, Jen, you work a ton of hours every week.
right.
You're all over the place with cars, content. What is it that keeps you pushing this hard? Like, what is it that you're really chasing?
I don't know, man. I just really like cars. I'm just here for the love of the game, And to be
Where it
honest,
takes you.
right, like I have to work that much because that's what it takes to pay for the hobby, and then the hobby is the whole reason why I'm doing this. So if my West Virginia trip is one day, then so be it. It's one day, but I did it. I'm alive. I'm in the moment. I'm doing the thing. To have all this time pass me by and just be like, oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it, and then not like wake up one day, be like much older, and think, oh, I didn't do any of those things that I wanted to do. That to me is.
I think that's a good point. I think maybe a lot of us, we think as we were going through that, maybe early 20s, maybe even the 30s, you work a lot, so you have this dream, right? Like, okay, if I put all these hours into work, then maybe one day I'll own that car, and maybe one day I'll get to go to that track and put my car on that track. You're just like, no, I'm gonna do it right now.
Because you might die tomorrow,
Yeah.
27 club is next year, I don't have that much time.
Well, you're still under 30, like
Right.
that's fine.
Get back to us when you're twice the age that you are now. And
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when getting out of a car like starts, costing you some effort, then
But even like that first Boxer for me was really eye-opening because I always thought I had to be 30 to own a convertible. I was like, oh, that's something you do when you're like old and decrepit, right? That's
great. 30-year-old is
Old and decrepit, right?
I'm coming on 30 right now. so-
Driving around in your convertible Toyota Solara.
Right. And I always wanted a convertible ever since I was a little kid. I never really liked cars, but I thought convertibles were so cool. I was like, oh my God. And I did it when I was 18, and I was like, oh, if I can do that, I could do whatever I want. That's crazy. Okay. So there's this whole premise of like that car's unattainable, that thing's unattainable, to me is like insanity. Like I know kids who are my age and like they make 7 figures a year and they do amazing things and they're self-made and they do all those things by themselves. So I always look at those people. I'm like, well, if they're doing that, why can't I do that? You
Sure.
know? And for me, that it makes no sense for me to look at other people that aren't doing as much as I'm doing. So I always feel like I'm missing. I need to do more. I have that anxiety.
You have a serious case of mofo, right?
Mofo?
I don't know. What
Don't
the
you mean
What is
FOMO?
that?
That too.
Wow. How old are you?
I did that on purpose to
Yeah,
exemplify my age.
I'm sure that you did.
All right. We are going to move on to my favorite segment, rapid fire questions. You're aware with the format, Jen. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of questions, and I want super fast, first thing that comes to mind type of answers. Now, some of these questions are not going to, fit you, and they're going to be pretty self-explanatory, which are not really catered to you, Mike.
Can I make up a fun answer anyway?
Sure.
All right.
All right. You guys ready? We have 13 minutes. We're going to try to go through 10 questions really quickly.
Good luck to us.
Ready to go? All right. What's more dangerous, Tell the Dragon or your DMs?
My DMs 100%.
Mike, do you get DMs?
What's a DM?
Exactly.
Mofo.
All right. Number 2.
See, the only reason I can do this is because I have 17-year-old kids, so I understand like half of what Jen is saying.
Yes. Okay. Number 2. Track food, protein bar or tacos?
It's so hard to find safe food on the track, but tacos probably.
Tacos for sure.
Tacos.
We can go to that Mucho Macho place that we talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mucho macho.
Mucho
like the
Macho.
tires?
I know.
She knows what they are.
Hey, wait, so we had never heard of that. So we had one of our early guests was talking about make sure you have a good tire, don't do a Mucho Macho thing. And
I want some so bad.
we had no
For
idea
drifting,
that
right?
The drift car.
Yeah,
I
well,
want them
sure.
on the. I want to paint them too, so you know what they are.
That makes sense.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
All right. Whew, we're already slowing down. Okay. Number 3. You're starting a car cult. What's the first rule?
No burble tunes.
Thank you. That's a good rule.
Oh, I thought I was so waiting for you to say no BMWs.
That too,
My-
definitely. That's the
well-
same. It's the same thing.
Right, exactly.
one
Not
thing
the
kinda-
same thing. I have a BMW and it does not have a burble.
And it was so close
Yeah.
because when you
It'll
answered
never.
when you answered no burble, it started with the B, and I thought, oh, she's gonna say no BMWs and take my answer, but we're on the same page.
Hey, you know what? Keep talking bad things about BMWs because hopefully people will be like, you guys are crazy. Views, right? We're just after views.
You
Whatever.
speak the truth.
Just being honest.
Your answer?
No BMWs.
No BMW.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, if I have a car cult, then you're not welcomed.
I'm very sad. Jen and I are going to be hanging out with the cool Porsche people, so we don't need you.
Okay. Number 4. What's more stressful, car shopping or dating?
I love car shopping.
So then definitely not car shopping.
Definitely not car shopping.
So dating would be the answer for you.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
You're
I was gonna
married,
say,
so-
car cop- I was dating not too long ago, and there's some bad people out there.
For real.
Oh God.
I am not looking forward to it.
Right. Yeah. The online dating world.
No. Never again. Okay. Number 5. Finish the sentence. People don't know this, but I secretly love blank.
Wow. Blanking out on this one. You want to go first?
Yeah. The weather. I'm a weather geek.
Really?
Oh yeah. I love weather. Like you put me in front of the TV when a hurricane is coming. And my wife, she won't even stay in the same room because all I do is yell at the people at the National Hurricane Center that come up with these fake maps to try and scare people. We could do an hour-long program on my hatred of the graphics that they use on the National Hurricane Center anytime a hurricane is anywhere near landfall.
Sounds like you missed your calling.
I could have been a meteorologist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't smart enough to, get into whatever school you have to go to study meteorology. I failed like chemistry and all that stuff. I'm terrible at science. So that was the end of my budding meteorology career. But yeah,
All
I'm a
right.
weather geek.
So I actually love, funny to follow up on that, one of my biggest passions in life is biochem. It was my major until I switched to economics. And that, for me, genetics is like one of the coolest things ever. I was a major geek in high school. I was like,
Is that where the
that's where my
Instagram?
username came from.
Okay, and I just
Yeah.
put it together.
What is
Genetic.
Ah,
With a J.
gotcha.
Genetic art, right?
Genetic art. Well, the art is the website, but genetic
Right.
is almost all
Okay.
my social media.
All right, number 6 for you beautiful Porsche people. True or false? True or false? Porsche owners are the wine snobs of the car world.
Ferrari owners.
So false.
False.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got to be like Rolls Royce or something. There's there's too many Porsche people. Or
Those aren't really car
There's
people.
cool Porsche people.
right. Most of us are
people
cool
everywhere.
Porsche people.
All right.
Vast majority.
Number 7. Track day in someone else's GT3 RS or twisty road trip in your Aston Martin.
I rather drive my car.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Someone else's GT3 RS on the track or Jen's Aston Martin on a twisty road?
I mean, I get it. Well, I mean, because GT3 RS, I'd probably go that way, but I would very happily take Jen's car down like the Pacific Coast Highway or something.
Right.
That's on my list. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you know. In case you happen to find your way that way. Okay.
You're welcome to
Yeah.
it.
Perfect.
Number 8. You get one dream garage. 3 cars, unlimited budget. Go.
That's so easy. 33 Stradale, 550 Spider, and my Boxster.
A fixed Boxster.
My Boxster, in any condition. Even.
Yeah.
That's the most important car in the world.
Keeping that one.
Yeah.
That's great.
What about you, Mike?
I would go 918 Spider. I need, you know what? I've always wanted to do like some kind of random rock crawling stuff. So give me something just completely absurd, like a Bronco Raptor or something.
There you go.
And I've always liked some, and I don't have a specific answer, but some old Lincoln Town car with suicide doors or a 35 Ford Hot Rod or something. Something that
Really?
you see coming across the stage like Barrett Jackson. It's on my list, my bucket list things is to go to Barrett Jackson and buy a car at some point in time in my life.
Interesting. I could actually, now that you mentioned, I could see you driving something like that.
I can't.
And very
Well, it's
interesting.
only one car, you know.
All right.
Car for everything.
Number 9. One car scene trend you delete with the push of a button.
I hate these pick-me girls that like have this thing where they're
Wait,
like,
stop. What?
See, again, I know exactly what a pick me
I
girl
don't.
is.
What is that?
it's like girls that they feel like they're more special because they like cater very specifically to what they think guys like.
Like car in the car world?
It just across the board, but definitely in the car world and
Okay.
in the motorcycle world even. There's a lot of,
What did you call them?
they're pick-me girls.
Pick me.
Pick me?
So
Oh,
it'll
like
be
pick me.
Right.
Pick me,
Got it.
choose
Got
me.
it.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded more like pig, like
Pick me, like tiny, like very small girls.
no, like the pig, the animal.
Oh, nice.
You're so old you can't even hear. Maybe you need a hearing aid.
Mike, I'm gonna fire you. You keep that up.
No, but I hate these posts that it's like, oh, I might not be pretty, but I can change your oil. It's like you could change your oil with a YouTube video. Like it's
Right.
not that deep. Like you're not special because like you have this hobby. It's normal.
Pick me girls.
You know what it's not that deep means?
Do you know
Yeah,
what that means?
it's not that serious.
Right.
I'm proud of you. That was really good.
Oh,
Period.
My stepdaughter is 17.
Huh? Jen and I. Huh? Oh, she's
Yeah,
leaving
what's
me.
up?
See? We're like
I learned a few.
winning over here.
All right. Oh my gosh, we're running out of time. Number 10. This is probably the most difficult one. As I was writing this one, I was like, oh, this one's tough. Would you rather crash your favorite car or
Well, she's already done that.
I already
so,
did that.
right.
Yeah.
It's going to be the.
you gotta wait. You gotta listen to the whole thing.
All right.
Would you rather crash your favorite car or date someone who calls it just a car?
Crash.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, right, I could answer that question.
sounds
Think
like
about
hell.
that one.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'll crash it. I
I'll
can
do it
rebuild
again.
it.
Right.
I can rebuild it, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
100%.
Don't need to be spending any time with somebody that just calls it a car.
That
a
sounds
car.
infernal. Yeah.
For Boxster, for Christ's sake.
The most
I
important.
thought you
thing.
guys would have a little harder time answering that one, but I was surprised.
He definitely gets it. Your wife is super cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't be with some. Well, I'm not going to talk about my ex-wife in the program. So
Yeah, that'll be a different segment when I'm done through, what I'm going through. Then we can get together
take
and
the high road, brother.
run a whole new episode on that.
We can talk about it in the National Hurricane Center. It'll be a great, fascinating program.
Mike, we're going to start a new segment. I'm calling this the Guest Challenge. Okay, this is where we challenge our guests to challenge 2 of their friends to come on the podcast as guests. So, Jen, who are you challenging your friends to come on the Off the Racing Line podcast?
That's so hard because they have to be. Everybody that I know that's cool lives in California. Like Johnny Lieberman, Eric Skrymans just moved to the East Coast. He would be amazing. Him and his dad, Vic Skrymans. I don't know if you know anything about 356s. He funded the 356 Club of America. So well, his dad, Vic Spermanson. But here in Florida, definitely John Tamarian is doing some really cool stuff with cars here in Miami. And I think Juanma Carrizosa, do you know him?
No.
He's here in Miami. He's really young and he's starting to do some pretty neat stuff. And he's in motorsports. I think he'd be a great fit for you guys too.
Okay, well there you guys have it. Challenges out there. Jen has just laid it down. If you're interested in coming on the show, go to offtheracinglineCom. It's a new website. OfftheracinglineCom. Fill out the form and let us know when you want to come in. That is all the time we have. It was fun, right?
It was so much fun.
I told you, it was just chatting. It was just chatting here.
After the introduction, I said she was going to be the most interesting guest we've had, and I think she slayed it.
Yeah, I think you did great.
For sure.
So thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Thank you to our new sponsors. Thank you, Mike. Our new sponsors, Velocity Track Experience. And remember, everything interesting happens off the racing line. See you guys next time.
Everything interesting happens off the racing line. I took the hard road, I've earned these stripes. The road from dreamer to driver ain't always straight. Kept my head down, fueled by faith. I lost some time but found my name. Pressure made a diamond out of me. I've arrived and I brought receipts. Wrote my truth between the scars and his peace. This ain't luck, I've earned this seat. Off the racing line, where my story begins.